How's it going, guys? JCVP11 here, and in just a while we'll know everything about both of these smartphones. The Samsung Galaxy Note 8 and the LG V30 have been leaked quite considerably in the past couple of weeks and months, and because it's 2017, we're more than likely to be seeing the real deal here. So what can we tell about both of these smartphones from the rumors? Let's start off with what's obvious, the design. So far into the design cycle of both of these phones, whatever has leaked is most probably what we will see on both of these smartphones on launch day. Starting with the LG V30, the design is sort of borrowed from the Galaxy S8 series. It's much more modern than the LG G6, which was squarish, and the LG V30 looks to be a bit more curvier, so I think it would be easier to hold than the LG G6, but of course that will only be told once I get the phone in my hands. With that said, the design for the Galaxy Note 8 is and was most probably inspired by the Galaxy S8 series. It's not as curvy as the Galaxy S8 series, which I think is a really good thing. The Galaxy Note series was sort of this rectangular look to phones, and Samsung has maintained that throughout the years, and with the Galaxy Note 8, I am glad they've gone for this because they're gonna bring about this excitement in a lot of die-hard Galaxy Note fans. Now, both phones are set to come with bezel-less displays because that's been the trend in 2017. We can expect an infinity display to come to the Galaxy Note 8 as well, and it's more than likely to be 6.3 inches in size. On the other hand, the LG V30 is going to have a 6-inch display. It's going to be a full vision display like we saw on the LG G6, but this time around it's not going to be LCD. It's going to be OLED, which means the LG V30 is going to have much deeper blacks as well as more saturated colors and just that very detailed experience that you would find on the Samsung devices from the last few years with the AMOLED display, which again seems to be the most likely contender for the display on the Galaxy Note 8. Both displays are supposedly coming in QHD resolution, which is not much of a surprise, QHD Plus in fact, because they're both going to be 18:9 panels. So you're going to have this longer form factor that we've seen again on the LG G6 and the Samsung Galaxy S8. But rumors do point to a 4K display for the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And with Samsung really pushing the Note 8 to be this ultimate media consumption device, we could expect that. And if it does come out to have a 4K display, it is going to change the game and sort of shape the future of smartphones, or high-end smartphones at least. And while we let all of that sink in, let's talk a bit about software. The last couple of years we've seen LG V series of smartphones have a hardware display, and with the V30 I think that's going to be gone. Instead, LG is taking the more software approach and kind of mimicking the secondary display. So you are going to get those notifications, you are going to get those quick access to applications, but it's going to be via a software feature. I think it's a great move because with the OLED panel, all of that is going to take a bit less power and sort of enhance the whole always-on display technology that was there on the LG G6 and make it nicer in a way. As far as the Galaxy Note 8 is concerned, I think most of the software tricks will revolve around the hardware S Pen. The past couple of Note iterations, in fact all of them have had the S Pen, and I think the Note 8 will be no different. I can see Samsung enriching most of the features we see on the Galaxy Note 5 and saw on the Galaxy Note 7 and bring about a couple of new ones. I can see them going for full sentence translations as well as currency conversions, which would mean you just have to hover your S Pen over a value and the phone will give you the converted currency, which I think are more useful features. Another one is of course pinning your notes to the always-on display, which overall improves the workflow of your day. So people who use the S Pen a lot, you're going to find the Galaxy Note 8 a treat. I think arguably the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 has the better package overall, with of course Bixby, so the 1 in 100 people who use it are going to find it useful, and of course the iris scanning functionality, which I don't think LG are going for with the LG V30. But with both of these phones sort of packing the same internals, it's going to be really interesting to see which phone brings about that better software experience. I can for sure expect to see the Snapdragon 835 processor as well as 6 gigabytes of RAM on both of these devices. But of course, the Galaxy Note 8 sold outside the USA will have the in-house Exynos 8895 processor, which is not much different from the Snapdragon 835 processor, but I thought I'd point it out just in case. I don't know if either LG or Samsung are going to be bringing the faster UFS 2.1 storage to the LG V30 and the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, but with so much advancement in even the likes of the OnePlus 5 having it, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer, just like IP68 certification, which we can expect from both of these phones as well. And I think sort of to round up the hardware talk, it's fitting to focus a bit on the cameras. No pun intended. The LG V30 is supposed to have a 16 megapixel standard camera as well as a 13 megapixel wide angle camera. So it's going to be a dual camera setup. And over the past years, I think LG has improved quite a bit. And I really like how they're going for the wide angle approach. Whereas the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is going to have a dual camera setup as well, and Samsung is sort of wetting their feet for the first time ever, implementing a dual camera setup on a smartphone. I don't know if Samsung are going to be going for the wide angle setup like LG does, or if they're going to be going for a telephoto lens like what the OnePlus 5 and the iPhone 7 Plus have brought to the table. But a recently leaked video does show Samsung kind of teasing the dual camera setup, and it's sort of blurring out the background and also zooming in and out, which kind of suggests to me that they're going for a telephoto lens with the portrait mode feature, but I don't know how much of zooming in without quality loss it's going to bring. If it does bring 3 times zoom without any sort of quality loss, it will be a first for smartphones. So then this kind of leaves us with the bits and bobs. The LG V30 is supposed to have a 3200 milliamp hour battery, whereas the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 a 3300 milliamp hour battery. I kind of expected a 3500 one, but with the Galaxy Note 7 blowing up, and not in a good way, I can see why Samsung is taking the more conservative approach. Of course, it's going to be USB-C ports on these devices. The headphone jack is more than likely to stay on these flagships, and we can expect some sort of fast charging to come with all of these devices as well. But I think the most controversial thing between both of these phones is going to be that fingerprint scanner placement. The LG V30 has it dead on in the center, which is much more comfortable than what we're seeing on the Galaxy Note 8 with the same sort of placement that we saw on the Samsung Galaxy S8. And I don't know how many people are going to be a fan of that. I think that's all when it comes down to both of these phones. They're feature rich and they're very impressive, but deep down I do know that they're not going to be coming very, very cheap. If rumors are to go by, the Galaxy Note 8 looks to be selling at $1,000 starting price, and I don't know how many people will be likely to be spending that amount of money on a smartphone, but time will obviously tell. The Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is set to be announced on the 23rd of August, whereas the LG V30 on the 31st of August. So we've got kind of a week to really digest all of these rumors before we see the real deal. And once we do, and once I get my hands on them, and if I do get my hands on them, I will be showcasing their features, hands-on time, as well as reviews in this channel. So definitely subscribe for more videos in the very near future. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the very next one. Adios.